You know that feeling when you are trying to manifest, but your mind keeps jumping to how is this going to happen? When is it going to happen? And why is it not happening yet? One minute you may be visualizing abundance, and then next you are spiraling about your rent. Well, it's because your focus is scattered across maybe 17 different desires, and that is why maybe nothing is materializing. But don't worry, I lived this mental chaos for years. I was broke as hell, in 6 figures worth of debt, and I was watching all of these YouTubers just telling me, just focus. And so I'm sitting there in meditation thinking, focus on what exactly? But then I discovered the secret to focusing, and that is when everything shifted. But let me guess. I want to guess what you've been doing. You've been sitting there like a monk during meditation, trying to meditate. And then your brain goes, all right, let's focus on money. Oh, wait, did I pay that bill? Speaking of bills, why is everything so expensive right now? Maybe I should get a second job. Wait, what was I focusing on again? If that is your mental chatter, then sorry to tell you, but that is not focus. That is mental masturbation with background music. But here's what nobody tells you about manifestation. Oh, by the way, before we begin, if you would like to remove the complexity of manifestation and make manifestation automatic and easy, then book an alignment session with me. All you have to do is follow the link in the description. Now, I want to make sure you're taking notes because I'm about to break down something that 95% of people will never understand. So, what you see on YouTube, and they will never tell you this. I know why they won't tell you this, because the manifestation industry is a business that is reliant on keeping us confused. They want us to think that it's complicated, so that we keep buying courses, get into their coaching, but focus. It's not what you think it is. It's not about concentration. It's not even about sitting cross-legged pretending that you're enlightened. Focus is the centralization of energy. And energy is what creates reality. Right? Dr. Joe says where your attention goes, energy flows. And so when you understand this, like really understand this, you will never need another manifestation technique or course ever again. So everything that exists physically first must exist mentally and spiritually. So your current reality, maybe it's a broke bank account, maybe you're in a toxic relationship, maybe you're in a job you hate. All of that existed in your mind first before it materialized. The problem is that we've been unconsciously focusing on what we don't want. Now, most people are professional problem focusers, okay? I can tell you exactly how much debt I have down to the cent. But when you ask them about their desired reality, they go blank. They don't know. Oh, I don't want this. I don't want to be in debt, right? That's like going to a restaurant and telling the waiter everything you don't want to eat instead of what you want. No, I don't want the fish. I don't want the chicken. I don't want the beef. So listen carefully. There are 3 levels of focus, and 98% of people are stuck on level 1, wondering why their life is falling apart. So level 1 is focusing on problems, right? And I would call this survival consciousness, like what Dr. Joe says. And this is where most people live. They focus so intensely on what's wrong that they become magnets for more problems. It's like having a PhD in finding things to worry about, right? I'm sure you know these people. They wake up, immediately check their phone, check their bank account, see how broke they are, and then they scroll through Instagram so they can compare themselves to their friends who are living amazing lives that they wish they had. And then they call their friends to complain about the same problems they complained about yesterday or even last week. Oh, great. Guess what? I'm still poor. Oh, great. The world is still ending. Great. Mom still thinks I should have been a doctor. She probably thinks so. She thinks I'm a failure still. But when we focus on problems, we are operating in survival consciousness, which is the lowest level of awareness. We are thinking like an animal instead of thinking like the universe itself. And yes, we need to stop thinking like humans and start thinking like the universe if you wish to create your reality. So that is level 1. Level 2 is focusing on solutions, okay? It's still trapped, but this is better. But it's still a trap. Because when you focus on solutions, you're still operating from the energy that there still is a problem that exists in your life. You're like a firefighter who's really good at putting out fires, but never questions why everything keeps catching fire. And so like business owners, right? Solution-focused people are always busy. They have got systems for their systems. Color-coded calendars, meditation apps, morning routines. But they are still not happy because they are trying to solve their way into a different reality instead of just being or choosing or deciding to be in a different reality. I have to wake up at 4:30 a.m., do 47 minutes of meditation. I need to drink my coffee with butter in it, and the beans were blessed by Tibetan monks. And I need to journal for exactly 23 minutes about what I'm grateful for. I did that. And meanwhile, I was still miserable. I had just a really organized, I call it organized misery, right? I had a spreadsheet for my depression, right? But I still felt miserable inside, but at least I was consistent in my misery. Okay, that's level 2. Now, level 3 is focused on desired reality. Focus on what you want, which is God consciousness. So level 3 is where it gets weird. But this is where the real game is played. Because instead of focusing on what's wrong or how to fix it, you just focus on your desired reality as if it already exists. Not as a future goal, but focusing on your desired reality like it has already happened, like you are living in it. Already did happen, okay? Now your logical mind is screaming, but that's not true. You can't just pretend you're rich when your bank account says otherwise. And look, your logical mind is partially right. You can't pretend, but you can be it vibrationally before you see it physically. Which sounds insane, but think about it. Think about this very carefully. Every successful person, right, whether you've seen him on TV or read about him, is delusional in the best way possible. They believe shit that hasn't happened yet with the confidence of someone who is already living that life. Yeah, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Dude, you work at Subway. Okay, yeah, for now, but in my mind, I'm already counting millions. I'm just temporarily experiencing a cash flow situation in this dimension. But here's the thing that really messed with me. And Dr. Joe says your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you're intensely focused on, or what is mentally rehearsed or vividly imagined, right? That's why we can watch a horror movie and in your heart, we've all felt it watching a horror movie, it starts racing, even though you know it's fake, right? But your brain is like, I don't know what's happening, but dude, stop being chased by a clown with a knife right now, right? Are we running right now? Okay, we are running right now. That's how sophisticated we are. But listen carefully, because you can only have what you already have internally. If you don't have it vibrationally, you can't have it physically. The physical plane is just frozen consciousness, frozen imagination. Okay? Your world is frozen imagination. When you focus on your desired reality with the same intensity you use to focus on your problems, oh my God, you alter your frequency and your frequency becomes reality. So, enough of that. How do you do it? How do you actually do it? I want to give you a 3-step formula that my clients pay me for as well. So please write this down. And it is inspired by Dr. Joe. Step 1 is literally a clear intention, right? What do you want? You need to be clear on what you want, right? You want $1 million? Okay, you're getting towards $1 million. You need to think from the 4th dimension. In the 3rd dimension, your desired reality hasn't happened yet. In the 4th dimension, it already exists. Because that is the dimension of timelessness. Now, most people don't even have an idea of what they actually want, right? Remember that restaurant analogy that I gave? You know what you don't want, but you don't know what you do want. It's like when the Uber asks, where are you going? They reply with, somewhere better than here. So your intention needs to be specific enough that the universe knows what frequency to match you with. For example, instead of saying, I want more money, try, I consistently earn $20,000 per month through work that fulfills me or that I love. Instead of just, I want love, try, I'm in a relationship with someone who sees me and appreciates me for who I truly am. Step 1, clear intention. Step 2, elevated emotion. This is the secret. But this is where most people mess up because they think about what they want with the same emotional energy that they use to think about their grocery list, right? Emotionless. No energy behind it. No wonder nothing is changing. Emotion is energy in motion. Emotion is the language of the subconscious mind. Your heart has an electromagnetic field of 60 to 100 times larger than our brains. So when you feel what feels like to already have what you want, you're broadcasting that frequency in the quantum field. Okay? This is not about faking it, but this is about accessing the emotional frequency of your desired reality. When you truly feel abundant, you are making different decisions as that abundant person. Okay? When you feel loved, you show up differently. When you feel successful, you take different actions. Okay? Step 2 is emotion. Step 3 is sustained attention. Now, this is the hardest part. This is where most people fail because your environment is constantly trying to pull you back into old patterns. Your friends want to complain about money. The news wants you to be in a fearful state. And your own mind wants to remind you of every times that you've failed. And so sustained attention means you have to keep coming back to your desired reality. No matter what is happening in your life around you, you have to keep coming back to your desired reality. Okay? You have to just keep broadcasting your light and let them come to you. And so, let's talk about what this actually destroys your reality, or focus killers, right? One is checking for results. And I used to do this a lot. It's like, it's the same as planting a seed and then digging it up every day. Like, are you growing yet? Is it growing yet? How about now? Like, dude, come on, you just planted it yesterday. But, right? You have to nurture its growth. But when you keep digging it up, or you keep asking, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? You're digging it up. It's not working. And I see this all the time with people who do this with money all the time. They start manifesting abundance and then they check their bank account like 47 times a day. I did that a lot. It was like refreshing Instagram, waiting for that extra post. That's what it is like to the universe. You're basically telling the universe, I don't believe that this is working. I don't even believe this is possible. So please prove me wrong. Right? And the universe is like, okay, your wish is my command. That is focus killer number 1. Focus killer number 2 is focusing on the how, right? Our job is to focus on what we want. That's it. Not figure out how it's going to happen or micromanage the universe. The universe is like an Uber driver, right? Just put in the destination and just shut up. Okay? No, universe, turn left here. No, wait, maybe go right. Actually, it's better to take the highway. Oh, actually, there's traffic there. Can you make sure we hit every green light? The universe has access to infinite possibilities that our logical mind hasn't even considered yet. That is why it comes from the unknown. Our logical mind is like dial-up internet trying to download a 4K movie. It's going to take forever and you'll probably crash halfway through. Okay, that is number 2. Focus killer number 3 is emotional reactions to current circumstances. This is the big one. Something happens that contradicts your desired reality, and you lose focus faster than a goldfish loses attention. Let's say you're focusing on abundance, and then you get a bill, and it's just a $50 bill, right? But instead of staying calm, you panic. You panic, and you make a fuss out of $50. Like, oh shit, I'm broke. The universe lied to me. Manifestation doesn't work. I'm gonna die poor and alone, right? We overreact to a $50 bill. Is that what an abundant person would do? I don't know. But that bill is a symbol, an echo of your past focus. Okay? But that makes no sense because that's exactly what we do in our lives. So we gotta be masters at emotional regulation, masters at staying intensely focused in our attention towards our desired reality. Told you, focus is the only manifestation tool you'll ever need. Everything else, the vision boards, Even meditation itself, affirmations, is just a distraction. However, meditation is a good way to practice your focus. So you don't need more techniques. You just need to master your focus. Your focus is your frequency. It is your currency. It is much more. I highly regard it more than time. Master your focus, master your reality. It is that simple and it is that difficult. But the difference between successful people and everyone else isn't just talent, it isn't luck, it's not even hard work. It's just focus. Because people focus, the people who manifest automatically, focus on what they want with the same intensity that broke people focus on what they don't want. Like broke people, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. Money is evil. Rich people are assholes. Whereas rich people is, how can I create value? How can I solve problems for other people? How can I make this work? See the difference? The thing is, your current reality is just your past focus made manifest. Remember I said that 3D reality is just frozen imagination, frozen consciousness. And so everything you are experiencing right now is the result of what you were focusing on months or years ago. Which means your future reality is being created by what you are focusing on right now. Right fucking now. So what are you focusing on? Your problems? Your limitations? Your ex that won't text you back? Ooh. Maybe if I really focus on how much I miss her, how much I miss them, they're gonna come back. I'm so sorry, that is not manifestation, that is just emotional terrorism. And I'm not saying that this stuff is magic. I'm saying your brain is way more powerful than you think. And most of us are using it like a calculator when it is actually a supercomputer. But listen carefully. Stop focusing on what you don't want and start focusing on what you do want. It's that simple. But focus on it like it's already real, not some distant fantasy, right? Don't be like, I hope I'll be successful someday. Be like, I'm successful right now. I am deciding to be successful right now, and I'm collecting the evidence of that. Okay? No matter how small the win. And if that doesn't work, at least you'll be delusional with confidence instead of being realistic with depression. And honestly, confident delusion is way more fun at parties. Now stop watching YouTube videos about manifestation and go focus on what you actually want. Because your desired reality is waiting for you to claim it. It wants to be expressed through you. And if that doesn't work, you can come back here, comment on my page. But if it does work, you owe me a drink. And not some of the cheap stuff. I'm talking about top shelf manifestation celebration drinks. Okay? If you want to go deeper in this work, my friend, then book an alignment session with me and we'll run through the complete system that I use to help people shift their identity and transform their reality at the neurological level. Because it's not just about focus, it's about rewiring your mind and body and soul to make it inevitable for you. So if you're serious about transforming your life, please click on the link in the description to book a free session with me. But whether you work with me or not, remember this. Your focus is your power. So use it wisely. Use it consistently. And I promise you, you'll watch your reality transform before your eyes.